Hi! Hello, everybody! Oh my goodness. We are on the final part of this episode. I'm so hyped. Hi, how's it going? It is going well. You guys know the drill. We're gonna wait 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute now. And then we're gonna get started. Just give people time to join. How's everybody's day? Dude, I was supposed to stream earlier, but I got distracted, so. Oh my god, Nor, you actually made it for the final bit? That's crazy. Nori has been watching, Nori's been watching the streams on YouTube. So if you guys don't know, you can go on YouTube and watch all the episodes that you've missed. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to do it right now, because I doubt there would be enough time. But it is an option, it is an option. Alrighty. Oy. Do I need to give you guys a mission for today? Let's see. I think I do. Alright. Today, we need to hit 20,000 likes. Can we do that? Can we do that, chat? I believe in you. I believe in you. That is today's goal. Oh, Bibble, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. Okay, let's start.
Apollo, I can't believe it. It really happened. It really happened during the second act? And right in the middle of Lemiroir's performance? The reason why she was in that air vent, and that switch, and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. There he is. Where has your bum ass been this whole time? Like, golly, I've been waiting for his ass to appear. Where the fuck has he been? Daddy's taking care of business. What is business? Robbing people? Daddy! Mr. Wright, you believed in me? I mean, he hired you. I hope he would. Not really. Huh? I just thought it'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya. Why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Daddy?
You got a whole child! Not even checking in with her?
You haven't been coming to the office at all.
Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission.
Secret? You mean like you're undercover?
Like Mr. Latos, only shorter and not as well dressed.
Oh no! What if you're shot too, Daddy?
Don't even manifest that, what the hell? Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Bro's got me watching his kid! Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you have things pretty much under control. You'll get Machitabe off the hook, no doubt.
Yeah, but
you're after that detective, aren't you?
Darien Crescend.
It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system.
The current court system?
What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? Your case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth.
But what about all the proof? The brooch and the switch?
A piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case.
But
if the sultry songstress is lying, your case melts like butter in a frying pan. Leaving behind the faintly synced scent of failure. Singed.
So what do I do?
Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods.
Ugh.
Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend.
Detective Sky? Emma?
Let's see. This bag of snacks here was meant for me. Here it is.
What are those, Daddy? They don't look very good snacking material.
They were found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder.
Gunpowder?
Probably a firecracker or something similar. Like the ones kids are onto. The kids are into these days. Ooh. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Is that where the igniter was?
Hey, Apollo! That's where we find that little device thingy!
Right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. That's all from me, I suppose. See you after the verdict, maybe. Right. Every man has an igniter inside of him. Excuse me? Find Darien Crescend's igniter and set it off. I'm currently packing my bags to go on a week trip to visit family. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. It's almost 2 years since I've seen them. Dude, that's sick. I'm supposed to go on a trip next month. I'm gonna go to LA. That is the plan, at least. And he walked out the door just like a magician, normally.
What does he want us to do? No conventional methods? What does that mean?
I guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when the time comes.
I guess.
We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Juicy. Court is now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where is Detective Crescend? In the witness lounge. Ready to be called at any time. Very well. Might I add, I don't believe any of this. Darien was the first detective I've ever worked with. We stopped working together when he moved to Criminal Affairs, Division 3. But his guitar playing fires my imagination.
That's nice, but this has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. Here, forehead.
Very well. Call the final witness to the stand. Detective Darian Crescent. Here he come. Big ass hair. Don't fall for the illusion, y'all. He gonna turn his head, it's over.
Name and occupation, please.
Darian Crescent. Detective. Criminal Affairs. Division 3. And that's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who don't know. And I'm a guitarist for the Gavaneers. Maybe you've heard of us? Do you fully understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today? Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. Like, damn! What? He didn't call you up. You gave me your word I wouldn't be standing here.
The situation's changed, Darian.
And don't call me partner. Not in front of everybody. Come on. This is my place of work. So much for old friends. My judge is so fine. Guards, get Gertrude out of here. My judge? That bald old bastard?
I see what you're doing, Darian. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial?
Yes, it's high time we did. Let's hear your testimony. Oh my gosh. You may begin with your response to Le Miroir's testimony. If, in fact, you have anything to say about it.
Oh, I got plenty to say.
Lying must be a national pastime in Borginia. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. What the fuck? I'm from here. We probably were born in the same damn hospital. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh my god. Got a nuke attached to his fucking head.
Conventional methods are out the window, huh? Here goes nothing. The diva's lying, plain and simple. She's got nothing to back up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots? As if. Didn't Detective Emma Skye hear those gunshots during the third set anyways? We got the fireworks. Yeah, we got the fireworks. The shooting took place when I was on stage, man.
So you claim Le Miroir's testimony was a lie?
Hey, don't get me wrong. I dig what she's doing. Trying to protect that kid. And she's got the court eating vague statements out of her hand just because she's blind. You go too far, Darian. Look, all I'm saying is, you've got a reliable witness. Why not listen to the detective?
Detective Skye? I see. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
He didn't waste any time finding our weak spot. I can't do this with Le Miroir's testimony alone. I'll have to find some other way to prove when the shooting took place.
We have the firecracker pieces or whatever. Because he was like... What's it called? He was like, the detective heard the shots too. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things?
The first was this. Small device. That's the remote triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing.
What are those? The remains of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope.
Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments.
We have a report that it was something like a firecracker.
How did Gavin know about this?
What? You think Detective Sky works for you? I received the report this morning, before coming here. That's when I made my decision, actually. What decision is this, Prosecutor Gavin? I registered Darian as a witness in today's trial. Just in case.
This raises another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control.
You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. Your explanation there seems a bit too convenient for me.
How so?
So, you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when the two witnesses came walking by?
That's right. Darian was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know someone was backstage right then?
If a firecracker goes off in the forest, and there's no one there to hear, you get my drift. Why go through the trouble, man? Why'd it move like that? I'm saying, how do I explain this? You may not look it, but Darian is a gifted detective. Yeah, he definitely doesn't look it. Is he even allowed to have his hair like that? Is that not dangerous? Show any weakness, and he's sure to find it. He may not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself, and I saw something odd there, just before the third set.
Something odd?
A headset. Yeah, because that headset was randomly on the fucking floor. Okay, gotta go. Oh, bye, luck. A headset. The kind all of the band and staff members were wearing.
That's right. We picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room.
What if that headset wasn't dropped but placed? And what if it was turned on?
You could hear what was going on in the hallway.
Ooh. Bro, whose side are you on?
Even if you were out on stage.
Whose side are you on, Gavin? That's what I'm saying. Hello? Gavin figured that shit out, and he's already putting out fucking wanted ads for a new fucking guitarist. Listen to me, Darian. There are no sides in the court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Air Forehead. I have a question for you.
Huh?
For me? The igniter and the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. It's certainly a possibility that they were part of a ruse to fake the sound of gunshots. Just throw the headset from the hallway into the mix, and you could fabricate an alibi. But we're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real, or fake. We can't say.
Ugh.
You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. Now you need to prove the other half of the case. Are we gonna have to use that little soundboard or something? That also could explain why he was, like, off during that performance. It was him, like, pressing the button or something. Taking a nanosecond to press the button. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. He wants you to prove the thing that went down in the second act. He wants to prove that the thing went down at the second act. Blah, blah, blah. Well, our little piano player was on stage. That right, Gavin? Indeed. If he can't prove that... And then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Well, Mr. Justice? Can you prove the crime took place during the second set? Yeah, I think.
You'd better know, Apollo. Otherwise, we're through.
It can be proven. You make it sound like someone else is gonna come along and do it for you. Let's continue with the cross-examination then, shall we? Witness, your testimony, if you would. This isn't gonna be easy. I need some decisive proof, and fast. You ready, kid? 'Cause I am. The shooting took place during the second set. If you're so sure, let's see your proof. The mixing board, right? We can hear when it was fucked up. Okay. Objection! Okay, it went dead silent. We're right. It seems there was clear proof left behind, right here in Lemiro's song. Her song? What exactly is this device thingy? New variety of gramophone, perhaps? Please just die already. Come on, we just used this. And don't get me started on gramophone. This device was used to record the performance part by part. Part? Bro is so far. Mind you, this is supposed to be like 2025 plus, isn't it? This is what we like figured out. It's supposed to be like 2025 plus. What the fuck is he talking about? You move the sliders to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lemiro's voice included. Oh! But what does this prove? According to Lemiro's testimony, at the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. Hi! You intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? We might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Huh. Ridiculous. How are you supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room on stage? Have you forgotten, Darian? We were all wearing these headsets. Oh. We're all deeply involved in our performance. But Lemiro's headset would have picked up what she heard all the same. Ooh. Then let's get to analyzing the record. The recording. Right now! Who the fuck are you talking to like that? Be calm. It is never that serious. Lemiro stopped singing when she heard the shots fired. Find that spot, and I'll find the gunshots. Which one is her? Golly! Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lemiro's vocals. Damn! Shot the hell out of him! But golly, that was not quiet at all. That shit went. Why, it sounded like a gunshot. What? This has to be some kind of mistake. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemiro's testimony was true. Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard?
It was another man speaking, not Mr. Latos.
Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch. Now. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire.
Detective Crescend, you weren't on stage during the second set.
You could have done it.
But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't 2 bullets fired from this weapon?
Lemire was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must have not been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Mr. Latos' life was taken. Well, Detective Crescend? Once again, I am reminded of something. Our performance that day.
Your performance?
Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, Air Forehead.
It's because his guitar was fucked up. What is it with today?
Problem after problem. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp. And to top it all off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second guitar.
That's why he was so shocked too. He was like, ooh, fuck.
It was you, Darian. I thought it strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that.
Yeah, well, You what? And Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at?
I'm putting you on my TV, Nomi. I've had enough of the small screen. We're moving up in the world, everyone. Big screen time. I'm talking about the murder weapon, Mr. Latos' .45 caliber hand cannon. As we've learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscarred with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur.
Take that shirt off, Shark Boy.
Wait, you mean his playing was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver?
Ha! You're forgetting something. Yes, Detective Crescend.
I'm a trained police officer. You know, I had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to the police officers is a .38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latos, which suggests there was a struggle between killer and victim.
So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean?
The thought had occurred to me.
Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Crescend!
What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves Rolled Up Ready for Action has to say. Hey, you! Attorney! Me? Exactly, which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape, that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a .45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. Hey, buddy, they don't got hair gel where you're going. Yeah, think about that.
Stop trying to make fun of us. Worry about prison. Truly. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense's arguments, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we wish to hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescend. Tell us your reason why you couldn't have done it. Come on. Why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I've got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? I genuinely, what I think, I don't know if y'all will really care, if y'all really gaff about my theory, but I think he knows the, what's it called, the chief's son, or whatever the fuck his name was, the higher up son. Like they're either friends or related in some way. Because the friend, or not the friend, what's it called? Hold on. Where is it? It was listed in the newspaper. Chief Justice's son, who has incuritis. As we know right now, too, the replica of the cocoon thing is our only, like, evidence, but there's cocoons that come from Borginia that will cure incuritis. And, what's it called? That little Borginian boy is selling them, clearly, because he does not want to go back either. So I think that he... Hold on, let me pull him up on the screen. I think Darian was gonna buy one, and kind of got, like... confronted by him. I think that's kind of what happened. It had to be something like that. Because it was clearly a struggle for the gun, too, because he missed the first time. It has to be that. A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latos had not been to our country before? According to our records, yes. Not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great, now I need to find a motive. We got a motive. So he's using this mode of question as ammunition, huh? Well, I got ammunition too. Evidence. Yeah, the second one. You got a motive. Your Honor, take a look at this. What's that? Looks like candy. See now, Borginia is fried. Absolutely gone. They're about to steamroll that fucking country, bro. In America, he is revealing that there is a cure for this incurable disease. They are fried. They're cooked. Oh my god. It's not even just gonna be America either, because I'm sure this is being reported on the, like, very publicly. Everything going on. Specifically because there's so many celebrities involved. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Detective Crescend. Never seen this? Looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically,
This is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings.
A cocoon? Never seen one of that color.
And it is a variety only found in the Republic of Borginia. Nowhere else.
Right. But what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely it has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latos. Does it?
It does. Wait, I mean, I think it does.
You don't sound so confident, man. A cocoon. Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of?
Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative.
A curative? For what?
Apparently, it is mostly efficacious.
Ooh.
At treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia.
What the hell, am my TV glitching? Reef, I'm on the TV right now? Can you hear me? I can. Alexa, play Duck Duck Goose by Cupcake.
However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Borginia.
Whatever for? If it is such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? It worked on someone.
Joke's on you, I don't have an Alexa.
Hey Google, play Duck Duck Goose. My Cupcake!
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
Not that either. Hey Siri, play Duck Duck Goose by Cupcake. Reef's struggling model era.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult to manufacture the remedy for the cocoon.
What the hell? Let's go, everybody.
And if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact.
What?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got into the black market. It caused quite the commotion in the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All this has led to a strict ban on cocoons export. One rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol.
Right. The victim, Romain Latos, was an Interpol agent. Detective Crescend. You insist on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Latos, I hate his fucking name so bad. Romain Latos wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So he's trying to smuggle this gumball into the country? Not what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. Oh. So it's going to sell it on the black market. Make myself a pretty penny?
Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable.
Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Perhaps it's time for another testimony. Oh my god, here he go. About this smuggling of cocoons instead. Business. Bro fighting for his life. Just go to jail. Shit. If it turns out to not be him after all this, would that not be crazy? It's just not him. I'm talking about some just go to jail, and he's innocent. Why does his hair move like that? All the evil, all the lies in it. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs. I know the deal. Yeah, that you... That doesn't work for you, though. That doesn't work for you. I don't think you're trying to sell it on the black market. I think you're friends with that guy that's in the fucking hospital, and you're trying to help him. Indeed. Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Lotos undercover. Not to mention him revealing that he knew about them is not looking good for him either, because it also means that he did know that these existed and what they did. You kids think up the craziest things. But no way, kids, that's a 61-year-old man. But no way am I gonna risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted. According to reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky. Very well. You may begin the cross-examination.
This is the only motive I've got. It was up to something. I'm gonna find out what.
You don't gaff about that, bro. Okay, see, like, I hate when they fucking do that. I'm trying to read. Why not choose a less dangerous buyer, then? I would. How clueless are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. Ooh, was he actually trying to sell it? Were they not friends? Was he actually just a dick? Was he trying to actually make a little bit of money? That's crazy. I thought it was, like, at least a situation where he was trying to help a friend. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my keister goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? An article. It's about the Chief Justice. A deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for enteritis. Enteritis? I've heard of that somewhere.
You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning.
Aha! Why, that's the disease Chief Justice's son has. Oh my god, retire, bro. You aren't saying...
Our witness was a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice.
You are saying... The Chief Justice would never deal in contraband.
Not even to save his own son's life?
But even if the deal went through, why, it'd be an international scandal.
That's Detective Crescen's insurance.
If word ever got out, the one's neck on the line would be his. Oh my god. The one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Sometimes it goes a little too fast. Detective Crescent, is this true?
First I'm a murderer. Now I'm a smuggler? How many crimes are you gonna pin on me anyway?
Distasteful as it is to think about. If the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller.
Don't let sleeves over here trick you. So I made a deal with Chief Justice? Where's your proof?
Well... Oh yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. Interpol isn't the only ones out there watching this. Borgenian Customs barely sleeps. They're so worried about the cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's continue the cross-examination. Do we have that? We do! The guitar. Actually, there is one way. What? One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? I don't believe it. Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What is it you told me yesterday at your office? It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. Guitar befitting a woman like Lemire.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Borginia?
That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes the air pressure, and humidity ruined the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemire's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched? Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Borginia. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that that guitar was with cocoons this small? It could have very well been used. It could very well. But wait, what? It would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I hate the way that they talk in this one. I don't like it. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin. That guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, Air Forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? This is called a sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes. This is in fact an igniter! Exactly. Consider this if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You mean?
He means this, of course. Ah! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better to do that than someone with access? Like a member of the band. York! Order! 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 So the igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. A precaution? Ah, Air Forehead. At last, it all comes together. Every strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? Maestro? The gentle sounds of Lemire's debut, if you will. First, my keys were stolen. A harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. Hold on, I need to fix my thing. There we go.
Things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only a member of the band could get near the case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. When the concert began, right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. Bye!
What's that?
Mr. Latos.
Ah!
Mr. Latos, an undercover agent, was onto something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latos tried to examine the guitar himself. If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch, now. The guitar burst into flames, so the cocoon was lost. And then Mr. Latos died. And Lemire were to witness it. With Lemire to witness it. Well, there's your case.
Brilliant, man. Detective Crescend?
I gotta know. You make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, makes a great deal of sense, Darian. The Republic of Borginia? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there.
True, you haven't.
Ha! Let's see you make up a story for that, kid. How'd I hide the cocoon in the first place, huh?
That little ass boy, that little Victorian boy. That's how.
It's not so hard to imagine. You had help. A Borginian accomplice. That's all.
That you had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemire heard proves it.
You made this transmission from backstage. When your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it?
This is it. The coup de grace. And for once, I know what I'm doing. There's only one person who could have helped him.
Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say, then. Be warned. With a great accusation comes great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice?
Hi.
Who was the smuggler's accomplice? We fucking know who the smuggler's accomplice was.
Take that!
There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person is the defendant, Machi Tobey. But, Mr. Justice, he's your client. A defense attorney accusing his client? That's a new one.
I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But, I'm here to defend him with the murder of Mr. Latos. And I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime.
Indeed. The defendant is Borginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But if it was, in fact,
Lemire? It couldn't have been.
Well, you seem sure of yourself.
The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor.
Electronic signals?
Recall this remote only works on a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless.
Yes, that's true.
Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made this transmission, Lemiroir was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Yeah, she would have been up top. Or going up top.
It seems that Lemiroir still could have done the deed.
No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. Oh, he would have been up out of reach. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lemiroir stand-in were in the air. They were on a tower which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote couldn't have worked from Lemiroir's position in the air vent. Well, Detective Crescent, what do you say to that?
Your Honor. Yes, Detective.
Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time.
Well, I don't see why not.
What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this.
Bro just wants to see him on fire.
He's so ugly in this. Why did they do him so fucking dirty?
Too bad, so sad. Punk.
Punk? First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk. You're losing rank fast, Apollo.
What exactly were we supposed to see in this video?
The problem isn't in what we see. Correct, Darian? Right. It's what you hear. We're musicians, after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, Punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the Wii pianist to set off that igniter? That right? Yes? Well, in order to do that, you'd have to press the switch. Am I right? Okay. Take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? Was it the dee-dum?
What seems to be the problem there? The piano sounded just fine.
That's the problem, man.
Still don't get it?
Yeah. How is he supposed to hit that switch if he's playing? He has two hands, dumbass. Whatever. You got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass,
the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the diva.
The miroir.
But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch. He couldn't have pressed that switch. Yes, he could have. Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing the guitar. Does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire.
Well,
it's okay. We all make mistakes sometimes.
Apollo? Were you wrong?
I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just... Something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Hi. Mr. Justice. If Machi Tabe didn't press that switch, then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's the accomplice. You got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi Tabe, the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you've said here. Give it some thought.
Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that. It has to be him. He's the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch.
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
What do I do? What do I do?
There has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd.
Something odd? Wait a second.
What? You thought of something?
What was Gavin saying just now? What's strange? No, we just saw this. No, it's just... Something's odd about the performance there. We just saw this, like, literally 2 seconds ago. It's not much to go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear that was odd? Now look at that shit set fire too. Crazy. Did we hear that? What, like his guitar setting fire and then there was no thing of that. Did we hear that in the thing that he just played? Because it sounded like the guitar was still playing. Am I tweaking? Hold on. Okay, no, he did get fucked up. Is it just me, or is this noticeably, like, worse than the first part? Like, this would have been before he pressed the button. So he could have been playing with two hands here. But then the second part doesn't sound as good. Like, it's noticeable, the pauses, yeah. Meaning that he could be playing with one hand. That's what I've been saying. I think he's been playing with one hand. Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi to Bay? Press that switch. Let's hear your final answer.
I can prove it.
I don't know if you can call this proof, per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us this evidence supporting this. Their forehead. You're sure about this? Accept it. There's no evidence, man. It's your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what do you base your claim that the defendant pressed that switch? It has to be this. My basis for my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch was to be pressed, right before the guitar burst into flame. Oh Lord, are they gonna make me do it again? I hear a piano being played. But, doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple? I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
Yeah!
Let's go. One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He could play the piano with the other. Ha! So you're some kind of piano savant? Actually, no. Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy.
Yeah? You got something?
Mr. Wright, your father. He's a pianist. Could he...
Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands.
So sorry. So sad for you. No. Not really. Huh? That was just an easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man. How are you gonna play that? How are you going to prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't! I admit it would be rather difficult to prove. But it's highly likely that he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. It has to be the first part because obviously the playing's gonna be the same for the rest of it. The first part was the only part that sounded like really like stable. No. No way. Well, it seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Bye! Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with one hand. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Now she was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. One section of the song proves it. It's gotta be the one that's gonna be... Oh, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it.
Take that!
It has to be the first part. Prosecutor Gavin, I'm sure you've realized by now. Just what was that odd... what was that sounded odd to you? As I'm sure you've realized it yourself, Air Forehead. Realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to the "but a fleeting melody" phrase. Man. How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? Me, to be honest. Because why are we having flashbacks from something that happened 5 minutes ago? That was crazy. You're right. Enough of that, thank God. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "oh," that night in your embrace. Play verse 2 again. There, did you hear that? They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different. What? Well put, Your Honor.
The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use 2 hands to play that for sure. What's that prove? I would think you'd know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the 2 verses had different arrangements. Happens all the time. Not this time, Darian. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh. That was when I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different? I asked myself. Now ask yourselves why Machi changed how he played. And there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press the switch. Yark!
Order! 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 I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, quite. No, personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. What? No comeback? I can't believe it. I finally did it. I shut him up.
Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves. No, great show.
It's not over. I don't like when he looks so happy.
You tell him, Gavin. Tell him what's so disappointing.
Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Hair Forehead. Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong. Your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him.
Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. You are so willing to throw people into jail for less. Am I tweaking right now? Am I tweaking right now? That last trilogy we played, they were gonna throw people in for nothing, bro. Just feelings. They did. What the hell? We have motive. We have everything. What? Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point toward the same conclusion, but without decisive evidence, it's not proof. And that's the rule under our current legal system.
I don't believe it.
It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. Oh, I think if he did, we'd already would have seen it a long ways back. But at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation.
What? The truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Daddy said?
This isn't even about protecting criminals. This is about protecting him because he's a fucking police officer.
It won't be easy proving what he did. Especially not under the current court system. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware of what it will be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt in conventional methods. Ugh. Every man has an igniter inside of him. Find Darian Crescen's igniter. Set it off. I wonder what he meant by every man's igniter. I think he meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn into a wildfire of emotion. I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal.
So, can I get back to work now, or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go.
Every man has an igniter.
Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes. Good guitars are kept dry, is why. That provides the best sound. Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. It's the boy. What?
Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo.
What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry, and I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Hair forehead. You're accusing this man, Darian Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latos and the smuggling of a Borginian cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Darian Crescent.
Okay. This is really my last chance.
Hello. The key that will take apart Darian Crescent's plan is... Your igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? So what is? It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt? The one person who can prove Darian Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machito Bay. Your client? Again? Machito Bay was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Darian Crescent could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle the cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? It required just one of the very cocoons Mr. Latos was looking for, and the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia. With the cooperation of the Republic of Borginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnt-out guitar. Aha! Very scientific of you. Thus, if Machito Bay acknowledges his agreement with Darian Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Borginian cocoon, the case is solved. He's not gonna do that!
Darian's laughing again.
Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? That little key tickler won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? So are we not acting like he basically, like... Okay, whatever. Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Borgenian law. Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide. Believe me, he's not— Oh! But you're wrong, Detective Crescend. What? It's the other way around. If Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble. Huh? How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. Ah. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Borgenia. And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today. Including the part about the Borgenian cocoon. Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Borgenian police. It's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me. Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's going to think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? Same goes for Machi Tobei. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobei knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Stop touching it. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. Hidden mansion? Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? No, the house made out of pianos? Come on. Please! Don't take! Oh, God! Darian, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat that outburst as a confession?
Oh no. Uh-oh. He's laughing again.
There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk. You'll tell this court everything. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now.
I knew. From the beginning. I knew.
Machi.
Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money.
Damn, y'all broke over there? Shit. Let me roar. Weren't y'all performing? Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definite in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule. However, it has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard. Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobei.
Yes?
I promise you, will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And with regards to the current charges for the murder of Mr. Latos, this court has been... Stop laughing! Stop laughing! He's little. This court is prepared to announce a verdict. Oh! Sorry. Whoa.
Put them glasses back on! Put those glasses back on!
Ain't nobody trying to see that. Golly.
I thank you.
He's so scary. Put that shit back on. Fuck.
I only lie. But you see truth. You find truth.
The truth is you need to put those glasses back on. Shit. That's our job. Very well. The court finds the defendant Machi Tobai
Not guilty.
Let's go. Look at his fuck ass outfit. Look at him. Genshin Impact character. Court is adjourned.
I wonder what'll happen to Machi.
Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Your bum ass couldn't watch? Couldn't support us? I think he's too shy to actually be in the room with us.
Daddy!
I owe you both my thanks. I mean, what?
Is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage. Your friend. That was more like her son, bro. Some random ass orphan that you brought around everywhere.
Yes. I thought of him as my own son.
Literally.
Even now I do, yet something got a hold of him. Something evil I see.
His need to eat, let me roar. Y'all were fucking broke. Y'all were up there eating nothing. Starving. He needed money for a reason. Come on now.
And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be?
I'm still sorry.
Do not be sorry. You have given me courage.
Courage?
I'm considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I have always been afraid of the light.
You can do that? Hello?
Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
Girl, can you afford that? Oh my god, it can be afforded now, after Machi brought in them bills. Namira lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident?
As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I fear that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth that I have been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze, unwavering, always looking straight at the truth.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right! She's the landscape painter in sound, after all! I will paint the two of you. I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lemuror!
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright, but what for? You reminded me that I need to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission.
Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday, soon. You bet, me too.
And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial,
Guitar Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin's even more dazzling to look at now. Gay ass. Why the fuck did we say that? Gay. But there's something that I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end.
We did it! That's the end! Oh my goodness. Yes, I want to save. What the hell do I look like not saving? Alright, everyone. We're ending it here. Oh, Reeve, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. We're all done. We're all done. That means we're on episode 4, the final episode. You know damn well there's gonna be more episodes. Come on, y'all. There's definitely gonna be a 5. They always do this shit where they reveal it later on. But we're ending things now. Alright, everybody. Thanks for dropping by. I'm gonna head out now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.